Hi guys, thank you so much for coming back to my channel. For those of you who are visiting for the first time, thank you for checking out my channel. I'm Megan, the faithful fibromyalgia warrior, and it's so great to have you guys offering me support and watching my things, watching me do my videos, and yeah, just being a part of this. It's great actually. Now, for those of you, I hope you guys can see my t-shirt. I chose it for a reason. Sorry, this side. Little Miss Sunshine. First of all, the Little Mister and Little Miss books were my favorite when I was a kid. And I had a couple of them of my own, but my best friend at the time, she had like every single one that was published. She had every single one, and they were the best. Anyway, so I found this t-shirt and I thought, this is perfect. I love it. And it's a bit cloudy today, but I want to still try to be Little Miss Sunshine and try to stay positive. So, hence the t-shirt. Anyways, I found it in a charity shop. As a matter of fact, I can't even remember which one it was. I think I got it for like £2. So, sorry, I can't tell you where to find your own, because like I said, I found it in a charity shop. But anyways, so today is an exciting day. It's Thursday, the 28th of July. We've had a bit of sun today. We've had a fair bit of rain over the last little bit. And the temperatures have gone down from mid 20s to upper 20s all the way down to like 20, 21. So I think this might be the end of our summer weather. Don't know. I could be wrong. Maybe not. But I realized today, first of all, it's been about a week since my last video. And as much as I wish I had something I thought was worthwhile sharing every day, I don't. Actually, the truth be told, I don't have something every day that I feel like, yeah, I want to share that today. I don't want to just ramble on. But to be honest with you, the other factor is dealing with fibromyalgia and the exhaustion and the chronic pain and just the discomfort that comes from that, and on top of IBS and inflamed and irritated sacroiliac joint and an irritated and inflamed lower back area, following a spinal disc injury 7 years ago, on top of just general chronic inflammation and pain coming from the fibromyalgia. I also deal with osteoarthritis. I also deal with Raynaud's syndrome. I'm trying to think if I can remember all the medical things I deal with. It's a running joke. I kind of have like frequent flyer miles for all of my long-term health conditions. I'm on medication for my cholesterol, and I have to take a thyroid hormone medication, levothyroxine, because I have an underactive thyroid, which is, they don't know if it's what triggered the fibromyalgia or if the fibromyalgia is what triggered the thyroid issues, but that's there as well. And I live with depression and anxiety, as well as I'm in recovery for an eating disorder, bulimia. I'm also in recovery, for a disordered or unhealthy relationship with food, as well as food addiction. So I got a whole boatload of stuff that I deal with, and yet this is my life. You know, if there was a sign above me, it would say, "Hi and welcome to your life." And I used to find that really hard to accept. Really hard. And I found it emotionally devastating when I not so much when I got the diagnosis of fibromyalgia, because then at least I knew what was causing all my ongoing pain. But the fact that there's no cure. The fact that I happen to be one of those people whereby all these suggested therapies didn't actually help. I had tried hydrotherapy, physiotherapy, meditation therapy, and some yoga for therapy, none of which helped. Now, what I didn't know at the time was that a good part of my inflammation and my pain was coming from what I was eating, what I was putting in my body. So dairy, even though I have a bit of even though I was lactose tolerant, I was still drinking coffee with milk. You know, we were at the time using lots of margarine instead of butter. Margarine's full of omega-6 oils, which are really bad for you. We went through a brief phase, my husband and I, where we were vegetarians, so I was loading up on fruity smoothies, and therefore all that fructose and sugar, which, whether it comes from a carb or a pure sugar source, the liver doesn't care. It gets converted into sugar and then into fat. What I didn't realize was that what I was eating was causing a lot of my bloating and IBS symptoms. It was causing additional inflammation to my joints, and it was adding to my chronic pain. Now, before I go any further, I need to say I'm not a doctor, I'm not nobody medical or anything like that, but, and I have not come off my medications whatsoever. I still take the pain medications. I still take the cocodamol for my lower back and sacroiliac joint pain. I still take the gabapentin for my fibromyalgia pain, especially through the nerves in my arms and legs. I still am taking my antidepressant sertraline because that has helped me to alleviate my symptoms of depression and reduce my anxiety, because as I say, I struggle with both. And an amazing thing happened. Okay, and I'm sharing this because it really did work for me. But last year at this time, I was well on my way to eating a ketogenic diet. Okay, if you've never heard of that, if you don't know what it is, if you're curious as to what it is essentially a way of eating whereby you do not eat more than 20 grams total of carbs per day. You get your proteins and healthy fats from fatty sources of protein. So whole eggs, or if you have issues with, say, lactose, and potentially with egg whites, then eat just the yolks, which is what I do. But eggs and the yolks, chicken with the skin on, dark meat of the turkey or the chicken or the duck, could be salmon, which is high in good healthy fats. If you're going to eat seafood, fine. Whatever you should so choose. Just keep in mind that it may not be as high in good healthy fats as what your body needs. So you may find you have to eat a lot more of it. I personally hate fish. Makes me feel sick. Yuck. No thank you. However, I do know that there are people who really do enjoy it. So if that is your yum, not that I want to offend anybody, it's my yuck, but if it's your yum, feel free. That means eating healthy sources of protein from red sources of meat, be it cow or lamb, whatever else, venison, wild boar. Not that we get a whole lot of that around here in Colchester, England, but for me, I eat ground beef. It's always between 20% and 25% fat. Okay, lots and lots of streaky bacon, so bacon with the fat, not the back bacon where the fat's been trimmed off. Okay, because the fat that comes with the protein is what your body requires, because the amino acids from that, we can't make ourselves. So I eat that. My meals are typically only 2 a day because that's all I'm hungry for. And that'll be a great big couple of handfuls, if you will, of ground beef. I fry it up in a frying pan. Well, okay. What I do is I'll put out 3 pieces of bacon in the pan, fry it up like extra, extra crispy, so it's almost like crumbly bacon bits. Okay, that's just how I like it. And then dump in a couple of handfuls of ground beef, 2 egg yolks. I cook all that up, sprinkle the bacon on top of it, and when it's all fully cooked and crispy, I scoop it all onto a plate, including whatever fat you've rendered. So whatever fat you've cooked off of the protein, don't get rid of it, right? Because that's what's going to be satiating. So I always just put that on the plate. I always put a little bit of salt on the top, just a bit of ground salt when I'm cooking. Sometimes I'll put a little bit of, we have some bacon mayonnaise, bacon flavored, I guess, mayonnaise. Anyways, it's really good. So I'll squirt a bit of that on and eat that. When I make up this olive meats dish for my husband at lunchtime, then I'll shred a bit of cheese on top of his, just because how he likes it. Like I said, I have lactose intolerance. I'm not allergic, so I do better without cheese. And I cannot do any kind of regular milk, even if it's whole milk. However, I can put in 1 or 2 tablespoons of double cream, or I guess what you would call in North America just heavy cream, and I stir that into my coffee. And I do measure it, and it's good. It's full of good, healthy, saturated fats, has extremely low in carbs and sugar, and it's perfect. And I find it filling. And if I have that in my decaf or even in my regular coffee, guess what? I can go even a little bit longer before I'm hungry again. That little bit of fat, because if you didn't know this, fat will have very little effect on spiking up your blood sugars and your insulin levels, which is what you want. By the way, protein will raise it a bit. Carbs will have it spiking through the roof. So that's why, you want to lay off those carbs as much as possible. So to be honest, the only carbs I get are maybe 4 or 5 carbs, and that's if I've had several cups of coffee with a tablespoon or 2 of cream in them. I don't go above 10 carbs. At least I try not to. I do better on as few carbs as possible. So that's my life. And there are moments where, I kind of miss chocolate birthday cake. And I kind of miss being able to have an ice cream sundae for a special occasion. But then I remember how I felt afterwards, not just physically, but guilty. Like I was this horrible, horrible person because I ate this. And you know what? There are people who can have a little on just on a special occasion, for their birthday or a child's birthday, or a nice piece of dessert for an anniversary dinner. Fantastic. Hey, if you can handle it and you don't feel the desire to then go and either purge it all or binge completely until you feel like you need a wheelbarrow to get your stomach around the next day, fantastic. I personally, I'm not able to moderate like that. I can't. I'm not able to moderate, so I need to abstain. I need to completely just avoid it. And as hard as it was in the beginning, it's become a lot easier. I haven't been perfect, but it's a lot easier to say no. We're helping friends move this weekend, and the wife is a great cook, great baker, and she knows I can't have anything with gluten. So she has said, to thank you guys, I'm probably going to bake a cake, but don't worry, Megan, I'll make you one that's gluten-free. And which was super nice of her. And I had to just say, you know what? Thank you so much. But actually, I can't do cake at all because the sugar, the sweetness, it causes inflammation for me. It's really bad for my arthritis. And that's true. And I just said, but thank you so much for wanting to do this, and I really appreciate your heart. But don't want you to go ahead and make it, and then I won't be able to eat any of it. So she understood. She might make one anyways, just because I think a couple of her kids like it better that way. But the point is, this is my life. And yeah, at first it was a bit weird, and it was frustrating because at the time my husband was not eating on a keto plan. My kids certainly aren't. And for me to say, yeah, no, thanks, I really don't want dessert for my birthday, guys. They couldn't understand it. My birthday's at the end of August, by the way. They didn't understand it. They said, well, why not? We're going to have dessert. Why can't you? No, thank you, guys. I really don't want it. I have no interest in anything sweet. And at the time, I didn't. I was craving butter and meat, which, hey, that can happen. Much better for you than chocolate cake with frosting. As tempting as that sounds, And it's just like, what, the pain and the inflammation within the hour is completely not worth it. And that's what I have to remind myself of. But this is my life. But you know what? If I was to think, okay, so from now until the day that I die and I get called back to heaven, no dessert ever. Like nothing sweet ever. And probably not. I will probably let myself indulge a little bit when the pumpkin spice lattes come back in around Christmas time. Beyond that, not going to do it because I know that I can't. I know that I can't handle it. Again, because it can get really ugly. I am not able to moderate, and it will cause me so much unbelievable pain. It is completely not worth it. So, but you know what? This is a life I'm still thankful for. This is a life I'm grateful for. And even though there are some things that now and then I miss, at least I think I miss, I realize, yeah, you know what? I'm okay without it. And, I was excited because we found out yesterday that Sunday church services for our church are going to start happening again in person, which is fantastic. Now, people are asked to take a lateral flow test in the morning before they go, just to make sure they're okay, and to wear a mask unless, you're exempt. And other than that, let people know, yes, you're okay with them wanting to hug you, or no, you're being extra cautious, let's just say hello, but not get too close. And that's fine, whatever is chosen, and this is now life, and that's okay. I can live with that. And it's kind of like, these are ways and things of life that I honestly could never have imagined happening. I couldn't have. But when I started eating keto a year ago, I just figured, it's some fat. It's not going to work. I'm not going to lose this extra weight. I put on, I was a bit overweight anyways, at 5'5". I should be around 120. I was at 145 before COVID last year. And by the time July rolled around, I was at 175. So I was in a very unhealthy place. And when I started to eat keto and I saw results almost right away, I couldn't believe how much all the carbs and the sugar were holding on to fluids in my body and causing me so much inflammation. And listen, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. These foods can be very addictive. They're designed that way, so we buy more and more and more of them. That's how the food industry makes its money, right? It's an industry. It's, it's not Farmer John on the other side of town where we get, fresh beef and fresh eggs and fresh milk from anymore. It's a business. So in order for us to go through food fast and eat it constantly and therefore need more of it, those in the industry have added, they put in preservatives and additives and flavors and salt and sugar and fat, like unhealthy fats, like omega-6 fats, into all kinds of stuff. And, you know, it's just a whole other conversation. But it was hard to cut out sugar. It was really hard. And I did feel it the first few days of no sugar, of trying to get used to having coffee with just cream, you know. But all I can say is that in the back of my mind, at least, I was just, okay, you know what? It's worth it in the end. So welcome to life, and probably not at all what you were expecting, but I figure, hey, you know what? It's put me in a much better place. And I guess I really just wanted to share that with you guys. Welcome to your life. I mean, to be honest with you, you guys have the choice and the free will to do whatever you want, of course, and there is no judgment for me in any way. But I would encourage you, if I can, I would encourage you that you may want to try this ketogenic protocol. You know, it was originally devised for people with epilepsy to help with the seizures, but it has, like I said, I dropped the weight because when you cut out the carbs and you lay off the sugars and the glutens and the dairy, unless it's full fat, okay, and not unlimited, but if you do all that, you're going to feel your body feels better. Less pain. You feel more alive, I guess. This could be your life. Now, you can do with this what you want. That's fine. It won't hurt my feelings. But it has dramatically helped me. Now, I'm not going to go and make you this wild promise like, and you'll never struggle with depression, and you'll never have to worry about thyroid medication, or you can come off your painkillers. No. If you deal with chronic severe pain like I do, okay, if you have a chronic illness or an autoimmune condition, I'm not saying in any way that this is going to make you come off your medication. And please don't. Talk to your GP. If you feel at a point where, hey, perhaps I can cut back or wean myself off, talk to your GP or your specialist. Please don't just stop taking your medication. That is extremely dangerous. All I'm saying is, for me, I find that I can manage my pain much better because of how much inflammation has been reduced, because the extra weight is not on my joints, you know? It's not pressing down on my back. It's not pressing down on my legs and arms. So losing that weight, yeah, I look better. I feel better. That's the key. It means I wasn't carrying around 55 to 60 extra pounds, putting pressure on my lower back that is already irritated, inflamed, and, you know, dealing with all kinds of other stuff, right? So I still take the medication, and it has helped, and it helps tremendously. Oh, there's my dog, Juno. Hi, Juno. But what I'm saying is, hopefully, you'll improve your health. And if you are on lots of medications, like I am, because you have more than one long-term condition, hopefully you'll find that your medication is actually effective. It actually is helping. Whereas when I was overweight, when I was eating the wrong things, all the medication I was taking didn't seem to be helping, but then all the extra weight on my body, which is not designed to hold that much weight, was feeling it. So that's all. Is you will probably not be able to come off your medications, but again, that's a discussion you should have with your GP or, you know, your specialist. But For me, at least, it just means what I take helps a lot more than it did beforehand. I still feel pain every day. I'm still sore, you know. I still have to do special gentle stretches every morning because of the pain in my SI joint and my lower back. But you know what? It would have been way worse if I was still eating all these inflammatory and irritating foods. So, and of course, as I've said in other videos, all of those were important, but I guarantee if I did not restore my relationship with God, it would have only gotten me so far. You know, I would have probably gotten really frustrated and given up 6 months ago. So, because I know that God has put in front of me a way, I've learned from others, and I've been able to apply what I've learned as far as what to eat and what not to eat, how to gently stretch out and ease the tightness and pain in my lower back. But if I was not talking to God, praying every day, trying to learn, trying to be a better person and a better disciple, then I don't know if God would necessarily have allowed me to discover these things. Or maybe he would have. I guess what I'm saying is I think God's helped me to have the strength of character to stick with it and say, you know what, this is my life. I can either eat crap and feel horrible, or I can eat like this. I can learn. I can improve my health. You know, I'm not going to fix it completely, but I've improved it. And I have the energy now and the strength to want to spend time, you know, talking to God and learning what I can from his word. So it's a combination of everything, I guess, is what I'm saying. Welcome to your life, right? You have the choice to do what you will. You can, you know, choose to follow God or not. We all have that free choice. You can choose to follow a ketogenic and, or if you want to call it low carb, higher fat diet, or not. And, you know, you can learn to try to take care of and manage your pain in a way that's helpful and positive, or not. I don't know. I choose to go the way that I have. It has helped. I hope it helps you. But again, it's your choice. You guys can do whatever you like. You know, I'm certainly not the queen of everything. Far from it. But I talk about this because this is the life. This is life. This is the life I've been given. I may not, you know, want all of the things that have come with it, but I have them. And at least this way I can do the best I can with what I do have. You know, trying to stay positive in that respect. Anyways, I think I'm starting to ramble a bit, so I will end off the video here. Thank you so much, guys, honestly, for your support, for your subscribing, for you guys joining in. It's always great to have new people supporting me. If you liked the video, if you were able to stick through to the end and you liked it, please give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't joined, you know what? It would be great if you guys would subscribe. The more the merrier, right? We all have our own different struggles, but I'm just hoping somehow that maybe I can be a support to you guys. Or you guys know somebody. You know someone who is struggling with some of these things, and maybe this can help them. Anyways, feel free to share it with anybody you think it will help. And yeah, that's about it. So guys, thanks again for watching. I always appreciate it when you come back to my channel, and I should have another video up in about a week or so. All right, thanks guys. Take care for now. Talk to you soon. Bye.